to the exact amount which the state's witness would testify to.
To have no contact, direct or indirect, no threatening or harassment of any victim, witness, co-defendant. If it's you or anybody on your behalf, there's going to be a problem. Do you understand that?
Why couldn't you ever acknowledge 3 before or after his death?
I never, what was the point?
Beef with nobody. I ain't got no rap beef with no rapper in my city. No rap beef. And they was just, all that was just something that they heard, you know. Shit. You know, they not in the streets, so, you know, their job is to report, like, the news. So, you know, they just going out what they heard, and, you know, so, like, nah, I just cleared it up on my interview when I went up there and talked to them. Like, nah, ain't no rap beef, ain't no problem, man.
And he has houses in other states, correct?
I'm not aware of that.
Are you aware of him paying and helping to support other individuals in the family and also extended family and friends?
I'm not into his business like that.
The man accused of killing MO3 just went on camera, and what he said has everyone buzzing. That came straight from Kewon White, the guy charged with chasing MO3 down a Dallas freeway and gunning him down in broad daylight. But now, he's flipping the script. The twist is wild, the timing hits different, and his jailhouse interview just might change everything we thought we knew about MO3's murder. While the internet's locked in on Yella Beezy's arrest for allegedly ordering the hit, most people forget about the man accused of actually pulling the trigger, Kewon White. White was the first to be charged in the murder, but while waiting for trial, he caught a separate 9-year federal sentence for a gun charge. You'd think he'd lay low behind bars. Instead, he popped up on a podcast speaking from jail and dropped a bomb. "I know what I did," he said, calm, straightforward, no hesitation. Then he added, "They got the wrong man." Was he framed? Mistaken identity? That's what people are starting to ask. But White wasn't done. He broke down the whole case on camera. The internet ran with it. One user summed it up. "Imagine being this man's lawyer while he's doing jailhouse interviews." But let's not forget, White didn't land in prison by accident. The feds came for him hard. He was sentenced to 105 months, just under 9 years. Not for the murder, but for being a felon in possession of a firearm. According to U.S. Attorney Chad Meacham, White pled guilty back in May. Cops found a 9mm pistol in his pants pocket after chasing him down on a dirt bike in Lancaster, Texas. He ran a stop sign, they lit him up, he took off, crashed, ran, and got caught. The gun? Loaded. Now he's serving time while the murder charge is still hanging over his head. So while White's in prison saying he's not the killer, on the other side, Yella Beezy is dead silent. Let's rewind. Beezy, real name Marquise DeAndre Conway, was arrested on March 20th, 2025. Footage shows him cuffed, calm, no emotion, walking like he's done this before. When that video hit the net, it went viral. While Beezy said nothing, his lawyer Toby Shook fed TMZ a canned line. He feels relieved to be released. No word about MO3, no denial, just relief. But here's the kicker, Beezy wasn't arrested out of nowhere. He'd just been indicted by a Dallas County grand jury 2 days earlier on capital murder while remuneration. That's legal speak for him. They think he paid to have MO3 killed. At his bond hearing, the state set bail at $2 million. His team argued he couldn't afford it. That's when his family stepped up, including his grandmother, Alma Jane Alexander. She came to court ready. She didn't flinch when asked if Beezy was hiding money. "I'm not aware of that," she told the court. It made people pause. Even the judge took notice. But the prosecutors weren't buying the broke defense. They pulled the receipts, literally. In 2020, Beezy had nearly $870,000 across bank accounts. He drove a bulletproof Denali, and then came the smoking gun, a $40,000 withdrawal made just 2 days after MO3's murder. Prosecutor Tommy Adams claimed a witness would testify that Beezy helped pay for the hit, and that withdrawal was part of it. Beezy's defense team clapped back fast. They said the state had no real evidence, no texts, no Instagram messages, no bank handoff. Just one person claiming they overheard something. No communication, no documents, just this individual, the defense argued. Even with all that back and forth, the judge made a move that shocked the courtroom. Judge Gracie Lewis slashed Beezy's bond to $750,000, but she didn't let it slide. She called him out for treating the financial disclosure like a joke. The financial report the defendant was required to file, he didn't seem to take it seriously at all, the judge said. And that's what I'm worried about, whether he's taking the charges against him seriously. So yeah, Beezy walked out on bond, but that moment in court wasn't about freedom. It was a warning shot. It was a warning shot and loud enough to echo online. People broke it down quick. He's a rapper, 40K could be for anything. Most of the case seems to ride on a snitch, maybe even the shooter. Then came the chatter about his bond, from $2 million to $750,000 in just a week. That raised eyebrows, not because he got out, but how fast it happened. He's not broke, one user wrote. Bulletproof car, 6 figures in the bank, 40K on standby? Yeah, he could have posted it yesterday. Some said he better leave the country. Others started drawing comparisons. Tory couldn't get bond for a non-lethal case, but Beezy did. The debate turned into a mix of outrage and awe. But one courtroom detail slipped past most people, and it was huge. The judge said the bond was lowered because the state's case wasn't strong yet. No paper trail, no digital proof, just one shaky witness. She warned Beezy not to intimidate anyone involved, but that one line spoke volumes. The case was thin. That's why he walked. Then came the tweet that froze timelines. Big U paid it for him. It might have been a joke, but it landed. Big U's name always sparks speculation. He's helped artists before, not just musically, but legally. He moves quiet, pulls strings, and if someone needed $750,000 posted discreetly, he's on the short list. Beezy's silence might be more about protection than guilt. That money might have bought more than bond. Maybe it bought loyalty. Now Beezy's out saying nothing, just like before. But MO3, he never walked away from that freeway. He died in traffic, chased, gunned down, broad daylight. While Beezy left court, MO3's story ended on Interstate 35. Then hours later, College Kid dropped something that flipped the vibe entirely. Old footage of Beezy and MO3 in the studio. No beef, no tension. Just 2 Dallas rappers vibing. It didn't look like enemies, it looked like brothers. That clip shook people. Like, were they ever really beefing? Then came the freeway footage. MO3's car stopped in traffic. He runs, weaving between cars. A man follows, gun drawn. Seconds later, MO3's gone. Killed right there. Bright daylight. Middle of Dallas. Some say he stopped because of gunfire. Others say his tire got hit. One post said the killers had multiple cars. Someone even claimed they shot out his tire. Not random. A setup, a planned ambush. Then came the cold, hard data, cell records. Beezy and Kewon White were in constant contact. Day before the murder, day of, calls, pings. Both near MO3's place, then near the shooting site. Prosecutors didn't mince words. This wasn't beef, it was a hit. They say Beezy funded it, planned it. The calls, the cash, the crash, it all lined up. Then the twist, a woman. The Shade Room reported MO3 had just left a woman's house that morning. He felt off, thought he was being watched. He pulled into a gas station to shake the car behind him, but it stayed. He got back on I-35. That's when it all went down. TMZ confirmed it. MO3 tried to escape his alleged killers before he was shot in the back of the head. Daylight, freeway, no mercy. Cops never named the woman, but fans had theories. Many said she was linked to Beezy's circle. Nothing proven, nothing denied, and that silence gave room for people to connect the dots. Eventually, Beezy broke the silence. He sat down with the lamp channel. Calm, cold, measured. Certain things need to be addressed, certain don't, he said. Stop attaching me to that. It ain't got nothing to do with me. He said it like a line rehearsed for months. But it didn't kill the rumors. It poured gas on them. Because now Beezy was behind bars and his face was everywhere. And the question that wouldn't go away was simple. How did this all even start? Because this wasn't random. This wasn't just a diss track. This had years behind it. Beezy and Mo3 were both Oak Cliff, and in that part of Dallas, repping Oak Cliff means something. You're either respected or tested. There's no in between. Back in 2017, the pressure started to build, and it started with Roy Lee, a comedian, and Mo3's close friend. Roy started going at Beezy, and he wasn't subtle. Roy Lee was the spark that lit the fire. He publicly questioned Yella Beezy's ties to Oak Cliff and stood with Mo3, turning what was once just music competition into personal beef. Then in September 2018, Roy was shot. He held on for weeks but died in October. Then the very next day, Beezy was hit in a drive-by and survived. The timing didn't feel random. Mo3 fired back with music. On Roy's birthday in 2019, he dropped a diss track calling Beezy out by name, blaming him for Roy's death. Social media went wild, connecting dots and drawing lines. What had started as a rivalry had now become a blood trail. In interviews, Beezy called Mo3 bitter and jealous. In others, he downplayed the beef entirely. Mo3, too, sometimes brushed it off, calling it internet noise. But the music, the lawsuits, the social media jabs, they told another story. And while the drama played out in public, Beezy's legal troubles kept piling up. In 2021, he caught charges for weapons, drugs, and even sexual assault. That last charge was later dropped. But in the court of public opinion, the stain remained. By 2024, his name popped up in a lawsuit with Chris Brown's entourage over an alleged backstage fight. Beezy denied involvement, but the damage was done. His past wasn't just following him, it was building a case, and the bigger pattern started to emerge. A rap star caught between fame and the streets. Just like Chef G, Kuda B, or Quando Rondo, who all found their careers derailed by gang ties and indictments, Beezy was now staring down a capital murder charge. And that's where the story circles back to Kewon White, the alleged shooter, a known Crip, a dirt bike arrest turned gun bust. And now from behind bars, he's doing interviews claiming he's not the killer, that they got the wrong guy.